I did have a young girl on my boat the other day that her mom goes, she wants to do what you do when she grows up. And it made me feel so good, and it was neat to see.
Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing and the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your host, Angie Scott and Barb Carey.
Hello, everyone. I'm Angie Scott. Welcome to the 22nd episode of the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, and the very first with an interview done by my new co-host, Barb Carey. She has been very busy traveling around, fishing different locations, meeting up with some amazing women who have awesome stories to tell. You're definitely going to have a lot of great inspiration to look forward to in the weeks to come. The first of many is today's guest, Shelly Holland. Shelly has a unique background that has included things such as racing jet skis, becoming the first female angler to be a professional ice angler for Clam Outdoors, and getting her captain's license and now chartering boats. You'll hear about all this and much more in Barb's visit with Shelly. Please take a moment to check out the full show notes at www.thewomanangler.com/22. Here you'll find some photos and links to things discussed in the show. Without further ado, let's hop right into Barb's visit with Shelly.
My good friend Shelly Holland said to me one time, if you smile at the world will smile back at you. And I found that to be so valuable throughout my life since I met her. And today with me on the Woman Angler and Adventurer is Shelly Holland, one of my heroes, one of the people I look up to her, and a great adventurer herself. Shelly, welcome to the show.
Hi, Barb. Thanks. That's great to be here.
Now, Shelly has a history of adventurous activities, starting back to what are some of the early activities that you remember?
Well, my family, camping, we were always outdoors people, so that was wonderful. Growing up in the UP, and back in my day, you could run wild all day long. Mom didn't care. You were home for supper, and so I really loved the adventures that the woods brought up there in the UP. It was beautiful.
I heard you tell me before that you used to race jet skis.
Jet skis, yep, and BMX bikes.
Wow.
No, I fell once, though, and now one of my kidneys is half dead. So I made my son quit, too.
Yeah. Well, and Shelly and I know each other from the ice fishing world, and she was the very first woman to ever work as a professional ice angler for Clam Outdoors, the largest ice fishing company there is.
Yeah, that's a real honor, and it started out, I was just fishing with the guys all the time just because I had that passion and I loved being outside, and it was just more adventure. And they saw that I was always around and always fishing with them, so they brought me aboard.
Yes, and what a good fit. You've really been a big help to me over the years, and I just love fishing with you. I think I'd love fishing with you.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah,
I do too. I wish we had more time to fish together.
The latest thing she has going on, again, I'm very jealous of, but it's a new venture she has called Escape Excursions. And Shelly, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Escape Excursions is a company I started to be at the Apostle Islands to show people around this beautiful 70,000 acre national park. I started going there about 15 years ago and was blown away. It's a boater's utopia. I used to boat inland lakes and the St. Croix River. And when I got up to the Apostle Islands with my boat, seriously, utopia. And anybody that comes from inland lakes and the St. Croix River, they all agree. A lot of people are just blown away with how beautiful it is up there. So I wanted to share that with other people as well as just be there all the time.
So we are now a nationwide show. So maybe some people don't know exactly where that is. Why don't you explain to them exactly where this utopia is?
Okay, well, the Apostle Islands is a national park on the northern side of Wisconsin, on the southern side of Lake Superior, on a peninsula, Bayfield County, and there's 22 islands. And as I said, 70,000 acres of park, and it's a water park.
Yeah, wow. So in these excursions, what does that look like if someone wanted to go on one?
So one of the most popular trips has been to Devil's Island. Devil's Island is 22 miles out into Lake Superior, and it has the most dramatic sea caves. The glaciers kind of helped build this, and there's sea caves that are carved into this beautiful sandstone, and wormholes and tunnels and beautiful. The rocks are just pictured with different layers and different colors. The water is a turquoise blue, and I take some kayaks off my boat, and people get to go kayaking through there. It takes an hour to get there. Then people usually have a couple hours to kayak through there, and then we head back. It's a 5-hour tour, and that's the most popular.
Tell me a little bit about your boat. It's not actually a boat now. I stand corrected. It's a yacht.
That's right. I found that out when I read my insurance papers. I didn't even really realize. It's the smallest yacht in the yacht fleet, but it is a 27-foot yacht. So my customers have the luxury of having a nice dinette table and plenty of spacious room on the boat. There's a galley or a cuddy where there's a nice bathroom for them to use if they want. The bow of the boat is plenty big for when we're going slow by the sea caves. People can sit out on the bow of the boat while I slowly go by the sea caves if they don't want to perhaps go in them, because they can be intimidating, and sometimes you do not even get a chance to go in the sea caves because the waves are too strong, and it's just unsafe. But the boat is big enough to where we can always pretty much drive by them unless they're big 4-footers. But
so I remember, I think you were at my house one time because we were also on the U.S. angling team that went to compete in Hungary.
Yeah, that was
but
great.
I remember you sitting at my kitchen table when you had this great idea to name your boat.
Yes, and seriously, that is a pivotal moment because it is the best name for my boat. It's how I totally feel inside and out about everything that I'm doing. And it's called Into, I-N-T-O, Wishin, W-I-S-H-I-N. Intuition. And
Wow.
it feels like my intuition, and that I'm following it. I'm actually following what I believe in, my intuition. So, and it's working.
It is working for you, and it's so good to see you find success in this because I know how hard you work, and you have a dream on the horizon, or you're fantasizing about doing something, but completing that journey until you actually get there is always a difficult one.
It is. You really have to tackle any obstacle you can so that you can further tackle more obstacles. You know what I mean? It's like that little story of the train that could, the harder you push and the further you go in life with anything you do, the more you can gain ground and do more, I think, You know what I mean?
Well, I think you naturally have a certain amount of confidence. And I think some people have that comes naturally. Other people find it through some support people or some other ways. What kind of advice would you give to someone who has that dream or that adventure waiting for them at the end of the horizon, but they're not quite there yet?
Yeah, I really, my big thing in life is I'm like, just do it. I keep saying that because sometimes you just have to, and don't be afraid of failing. That just means you learned a lesson that will take you to the next level, even if it's failure. Failure's not that bad. There's usually good things that come out of that. So don't let a fear of failure stop you at all.
Well, in taking advantage of opportunities, I always think that doors you come into a door, and make sure that you go through those doors that are presented to yourself. Because, I see you do this all the time. I think you got a phone call last year, and within 5 days you were in Alaska salmon fishing. Isn't that how that worked?
Definitely. Don't be afraid to just do it again. I'm seriously, just do it. I'm not afraid to be spontaneous. A lot of things roll your way spontaneously, and you think, oh, I can't do this. I got to be at work, or I got to do this. And no, I think you got to live your life and live your timeline. Have fun.
What do you see? What's ahead for the future for you?
Wow. Well, I've been dreaming of this future of having this yacht and excursion going at the Apostle Islands in the summer, and then I have a dream to be in the Caribbean, and or beautiful water like that, and we'll see if I can make that happen. And then just in the winter I'll be in the Caribbean, and in the summer I'll be up at the Apostle Islands.
Well, I'm sure glad I know you.
Yeah, please come visit. Yeah.
And I just want to thank you too, because I think that if you surround yourself with people that are being successful and finding their dreams and working towards those positive results, it goes back to my motto for Wisconsin Women Fish this year, which is, if she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And I know you got your captain's license. We were going to go together, and I couldn't make it, and you got your license, and I was so proud of you, and so nervous to try to do it myself. And then I went through and I got my captain's license, and now other women are calling me and thinking about going. Yeah. So, take this example of somebody just going for it and being successful, and think, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Because I bet you can do it too.
Yeah, I did have a young girl on my boat the other day that her mom goes, she wants to do what you do when she grows up. And it made me feel so good, and it was neat to see.
Well, I really appreciate you being on the show, and you are the epitome of the women angler and adventurer, I tell you. So thanks for being on the Women Angler and Adventure podcast.
Well, thank you, Barb.
Angie Scott here again. How much did you love Barb's talk with Shelly? My favorite part was Shelly's boat name, Intuition. So clever and perfect for a woman who follows her intuition, and it's led her down a path to really live out her dreams. I hope you found a lot of inspiration in that as well. If you did, hop over to the Woman Angler Facebook group and tell us all about it. Be sure and tune in next week for another great story. Stay safe, everyone.